Okay, so quickly, now learn this carefully. Quality spectrum. Okay, this is a grade best to worst, which means this is the best and this is the worst. Okay, if your report is compliant, superb is best. Now remember, I'm looking at both. I'm looking at reporting and I'm looking at earnings. I want to see reporting, earnings. Earnings also quality, right? So let's come back to grid. If your reporting is compliant, very good, and it's sustainable, means it is recurring, core activities, and so on, and it's adequate, that's the best. Report is compliant, but it is not sustainable. 10. But remember, report is more important. Compliance is more critical. I am more worried compliance than sustainability. Because if it's not compliant, I will face penalties and fines from SEC. Right? So non-compliance will involve SEC, which is a bigger problem for your company may be dissolved. So compliance quality, earnings quality could be low. Level 3, compliance is there, but earnings quality is low and estimates are also biased. Means there is judgment involved. Okay, compliant, but they are playing with the earnings. They are smoothening, means what? They want to maintain a certain number that they want to put. So this is complete bias. And this is possible when you have power, let's say banded provision. You can decide what you want. That's a bad thing, right? Because you are able to manipulate numbers. The worst thing is earnings are not compliant. Right? Now it could be that earnings are not compliant, but the numbers are correct. Earnings are not compliant and the numbers are fictitious. Right? So the first four are where earnings are compliant, report is compliant, but earnings are very good, okay, biased, complete biased. Report is non-compliant, then I have a biggest problem, and earnings are more or less not in line. So this is a good grid that shows the best possible answer and the worst one. You want to be your best reporting and sustainable earnings.
So when Reliance you MAT,
Yeah.
minimum multiple tax, so both are non-ये हो गए.
नहीं, but वो compliance था. That MAT was completely in compliance, but it was not adequately done. But see, they found the loopholes. When they first used MAT, they show zero profits. I don't know that. But that is more, that is law, according to the law. And this compliance is a gap. Gap means the US gap. They did the accounting principles as right. Now, this is the quality of reports. Now, if you remember, I kept saying biased. So biased choices will mean that you are trying to do what you want to do. Okay. You are trying to basically choose and represent what you feel like doing. Okay. Two approaches to learn carefully, aggressive and conservative. Now, what does aggressive approach mean? Aggressive means what? You are trying to show high profits. Aggressive. So please understand the word aggressive means you are showing high profits. Conservative means you're trying to show less profit. Now, why will you show less profits? Answer. Which person will want to show less profits? Okay. Maybe he's going to show less tax. But the other answer is he will show less profits so that future he will show high profits and therefore he will show high growth and more investment. Okay. You'll always want to show the bad picture first and then say, woo, see, I went so high. Okay. You are showing bad picture to take the like research cost. When we expense it out, you're like, yeah, it's gone. Profits hit it. Next year, we'll show high profits. If you capitalize research costs, then every year you will show depreciation. Every year will come to hurt you. Instead, take the impact first year. So sometimes it's good to show low profits, conservative, and then show high profits future years. So in conservative, you'll always end up showing higher profits in the later periods. But in aggressive, you're living for the moment. You're going with high and it may decrease in later years. Yeah, they are tomorrow we'll see tomorrow. Today I want to show alpha. Why? Why do people follow this approach? Tell me.
For the valuation and
Valuation and what else?
For the initial.
Why do people show aggressive? Why does management show aggressive? Most management show aggressive approach. Why? They want to show more profits today. Tomorrow we'll see later. Anyone?
more investment, allowing more this in the
No, but why they want to show more? Any vested interest? No?
PTA.
No. Anyone online? Why would companies show more profits this year? No. Because shareholders are long term. They're like, okay, we want to see what happens next 5 years. But management normally will look at current year, next year, more importantly than next few years. They want to show more profit this year. Why? Answer. Dividends is not the dividends is, see, aggressive means maybe the profit is not real. They have shown more profits fictitiously. Why? Because of, you're forgetting one thing, bonus. They're filling their pockets. Everyone lives for bonus. If you show some more profits, you get some bonus. Khatam. Tomorrow, Tata, bye bye, go home. They'll go to another company. That's what they do, right? I'm telling you, I've audited companies very closely. And I'm shocked at what they do. And even we don't have the power to change much. We can see, but we can change what we can see, right? They're very smart. They will pocket as much as bonus and leave in 2-3 years. Company like Yes Bank, what happened? IndusInd Bank. Such huge scam. From 5 years, they're showing derivatives position profit. Now today they have a 1,500 crore loss. Who's bearing it? The person who did it is gone. He took his bonus and went home. Just imagine, it's atrocious. But everyone lives for the moment. Because the company shareholders, they will remain, they will survive, they'll take the hit, we'll take home. So that's why aggressive approaches, that is why we have to look out for this. Conservative, you won't find anyone doing. Who will do? Which fool will do conservative? Everyone goes aggressive because everyone wants to show high profit, high bonus. You said right, high shareholders, high investors. People come today, they'll come bakras. Come. Then you only disappear. They've come with high valuations. That's the game, right? So this is my problem, which I'm more concerned about, right? Conservative is very rare. And very important, the word. What is earnings smoothing? Is basically where if I want to show profits, will I show 1 year 100, second year 20, third year 140, fourth year 60, or will I show 60, 65, 70 years up, right? So this is what everyone prefers because by showing this, I'm showing less volatility, right? And that means less risk. And by doing this, I'm also giving shareholders every year some dividend. If I say, alright, good dividend, no dividend, good dividend, no dividend, you'll also be wondering what's happening. But these people will get constant dividend. People prefer constancy, and that is called earning smoothing. This is actually wrong. You should not do this. But what they do, they try to do within the law, they try to use choices and smooth it. So suppose I had a very good year, high profit. They will take a higher charge for bad debt. So tomorrow, my profits, if it's low, I can still sustain and show less charges. So they'll take more charge in a good year and less charge in a bad year. By doing that, their profits will always be consistent. Are we clear? So I hope you know the word earning smoothing. It's wrong, it's illegal, but it's possible by using biased accounting choices. Quickly, here, earnings man, similar to earnings choices, where earnings smoothing, where I'm choosing intentionally to do a biased reporting. Let's say I want to report $10 million profit. Why? Because the shareholders have told me to do so. My board is saying I want a pro target. This is my KPI. I have no choice. I have no choice but to report 10 million or more. What to do? I'll try to manipulate numbers. I'll try to fudge some choices. I'll try to make some choices which are intentional. Maybe I'll say LIFO is allowed. Let me do LIFO. I'm allowed to LIFO. I'll suddenly put LIFO and I'll show 10 million more profit. LIFO shows more profit, right? We discussed that day. LIFO obviously depends on the inflation. So I can choose policies that will make my profit highest. Clear? Again, I keep saying bias because there's a very thin line between management and biased accounting. Management, you tell me which is legal. Which is legal? Earnings management or biased accounting? Which is legal?
Biased.
No, earnings management. Because it is within the gap. Earnings management means you're trying to manage by playing the system. If gap is allowing you something like LIFO, gap is saying you can do LIFO. So you're doing LIFO in order to earn, show more profit. But you're allowed, no. Do it. Bias is where you're trying to be biased towards something by trying to twist the rules. Again, both are sort of legal, but this is more within the gap, and this is little outside the gap. You're trying to find the loopholes in the gap. Are we clear? Okay, so earning management is probably more real. Okay, could be real. See, when it's managed through real actions, or it's accounting gimmick when it's managed through choices. Clear? Okay, so remember it should be within the gap, and this is what the quality is all about. Are we clear? Remember, there's a spectrum. Spectrum means from the best to the worst. Any question on this? Okay. Obviously, we already discussed, nothing repeat. Non-compliant is pathetic. You cannot have non-compliant. It is lowest quality. Clear? And fictitious is also illegal because you are just trying to show wrong misrepresentation to get more funding. Okay. So these are examples of how we go from the best to the worst on quality.